If you've been waiting for interest rates to drop before buying or selling a home, listen up. The market's shifting and there's some big changes you need to know about before you make your next move. Are home prices going up or down? Is now the right time to buy or sell? Let's break it all down in this month's Gainesville Real Estate Market Update. Hey everyone, I'm Matt Serafice, a Gainesville-based realtor and market expert. Every month, I bring you the latest real estate trends so you can make the best financial decisions when you're buying, selling, or investing. If you find this information valuable, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow for more local market insights. So now let's dive into the numbers and see what's happening. Okay, so two of my favorite stats to look at are going to be the median sale price and how long does it take to get to the close of the sale, and how are these matrix trending. This will give us a general idea about market conditions. But before we look at any specific transactions that occurred recently, I want to talk briefly about the 7 most common reasons that homes take longer to sell. And it's not like we just discovered plutonium by accident here. These are all known reasons. They just tend to fade away when times are good and get forgotten about. And then when times become more challenging, like in a higher interest rate environment like now, it seems to come as a shock to some folks that, oh, I didn't realize that. But I guess that makes sense. Buyers have choices at every price level, and inventory is 14% higher than it was a year ago. Overpricing. The number one reason homes aren't selling fast is because they're priced too high. Buyers are savvy, and with interest rates where they are, they're not willing to overpay. So if your home is priced above recent comps, expect it to sit. Number 2 is condition and repairs. Buyers don't want to inherit a project unless it's priced accordingly. So outdated kitchens, old flooring, even just cosmetic issues can turn buyers away. If you're selling, make sure your home is move-in ready or be willing to negotiate. Poor marketing and exposure. If your agent just took some quick phone pictures and threw it in the MLS, that's not enough. In today's market, professional photography, video tours, and social media marketing are critical to attracting buyers. Fourth is location challenges. We all know that Gainesville is a great place to live, but if your home is in a less desirable area, maybe near a busy road or farther from shopping, you're going to need to adjust your price or highlight other selling points to attract the right buyer. Next is market conditions and seasonality. And we're in a period where some buyers are waiting on interest rates to drop, so if fewer buyers are in the market, homes naturally take longer to sell. This is why strategic pricing and strong marketing matter more than ever. Number 6 is limited showings and accessibility. If your home's not easy to show, it won't sell quickly. Buyers need to walk through to fall in love with it, and if you have tenants or restricted showing times, that can slow things down. Number 7 is any unique or niche features. If your home has an unusual floor plan, customizations, or high HOA fees, it might take longer to find the right buyer. The key is finding the right niche audience to market to. So if you're a seller and your home isn't getting offers, here's what you should do. First, reevaluate your price strategy, compare it with recent sales. Next, consider small updates or staging to improve appeal. And make sure your agent is using professional marketing, photos, videos, social media, all of it. And then be flexible with showings and negotiations. If you're thinking about buying, this could be a great time to find deals on homes that have been sitting because sellers may be more willing to negotiate. If you want to explore options, I'd love to help. So let's set up a time to talk below. You can find all my information. So given those reasons that we just talked about, one of the things that I like to do before going into an area to say I have a new customer I'm working with to see what the comps look like, or even doing a market report like this, is to identify homes that maybe took a little longer to sell versus those that sold very quickly. So for this zip code, we're looking at 32605 and these rows here. And what I want to do is look at the highlighted yellow. This one took over 200 days to sell versus these light green ones that took 1 day, 3 day, and 4 days to sell. Why is that? So let's take a look. And I think it's important to preface this conversation by saying it's easy to be an armchair quarterback and criticize maybe another agent's listings or practices, but that's not the purpose of this, because we do the best we can with the information that we have at the time and try to make decisions based on that, working with the customer to keep them happy. So for this particular listing, 3-2 Hazel Heights took 205 days to get to a close. And if we look at the history on this, it looks like they started out at 310,000 and took a number of price reductions until they hit a price that the market was willing to take. So it's probably just a question of having started the price a little too high. The second one I want to look at here is going to be in Libby Heights. Sold at a similar price range, 290,000, but same zip code. I think the big difference here is going to be the actual location. And this home is located just south of 16th Avenue and just west of 34th Street. This is a little bit more central location than the Hazel Heights home. And the other thing that it has going for it is that at $124 per square foot, that's going to attract some bargain hunters. And this was built in '89. You can see the outside looks perfectly fine. The inside looks all original. So it's kind of a time capsule of 1989. And the seller took that information to heart, realized that it needs updating, and they priced it appropriately. And look what happened. It sold in 4 days. Next, we're going to move over to 32606 and look at Misty Hollow. This home took over 200 days to get to a closing. So let's see why. It's a nice location, just north of 23rd Avenue here, west of 43rd Street. And let's look at the price history. Hit the market in July at $469. Took a number of price reductions to eventually sell in just recently here in February. But that's a pretty big spread in price, $469 down to $405 to get a buyer interested. And it looks like maybe this house is really beautiful on the outside, built in the late 80s. Again, maybe just needed some updates. And it's hard sometimes in a falling market to pinpoint a good number where you're going to find a buyer at. So that was unfortunate for this seller. We're going to compare that with this home in the Treat at Fletcher's Mill, which took only 4 days to sell for $360,000. Location may be a bigger influence on this because of its proximity to Jonesville and Tioga as you get more out on the west side of town here, although 23rd on this side is a very nice area as well. For this home, you'll notice the the pictures look like they're professionally done. Very neat, clean. And then this actually sold for over the asking price. Was listed at $354.9, wound up going for $360, and it only took 4 days. So finding the right price is very important to getting your home sold in an appropriate amount of time. A couple of quick slides here to review. This green line represents the number of days to sell, a median number of days. That number on the left here, see the COVID spike in 2022, and then these numbers are coming higher. And the median price in the blue line has been kind of flattening out between 300 and 350 here. And this last peak, we haven't, in January 2023, we haven't exceeded that since then. So that's an interesting look at that. And last chart, I'm sorry, but I like to use this to see what the strength of the market is. And this is the list price divided by the sale price, 1%. So if you get a full price offer, obviously you're at 100%. You see periods of strength here during the last rush of COVID and how the market has weakened since then. We're hovering around the 98% average. So it means price reductions overall for people trying to sell.